Hello everybody. Beautiful cloudy day. The horrendous rainstorm we had in Iowa was supposed to be making its way here. Rain and hail and I don't know what else, but I just stopped at a little pavilion in a town called Munich, Michigan, and ate across the street from where I once owned a house. And I hate to talk about houses, but this is a freaking ghetto skank house or something. It's embarrassing. I'm ashamed to even say I lived in it. I didn't even take a picture of it. It's going good. I've honestly been walking about, I don't know, 2.5 hours, I want to say, walking. So I've been stopping. I stopped and saw an old friend of the family, and which you saw the picture here. You will see the picture. His name's Buddy Hunter. Fantastic guy, amazing family. Just a gentleman, the true meaning of it. And it's nice to see him. I haven't seen him in a long time. Says my pace is 3.1 mile an hour. Full disclosure, there is not much elevation around this area, but it's just an old railroad train tracks, and now they made into this long biking and hiking trail. So more to follow. Let you see the scenery and stuff. So in the middle of called Crumry Farms, I think that's what it's still called. Don't quote me on it. But they used to have, I remember, 8 sod farms. There was a Lee's Cage egg factory over this way, over about a mile over that way. That's M106 out there. That's like one of the main, that is the main strip that goes from my hometown, Stockbridge, Michigan, to Jackson. And I mean, of course, there's other ways, but that's the main one. And out here, way out here, it's I don't know what they're growing now, but you just have onions and sod farms and lettuce. And let me tell you, they were called migrants back then. They've got a thing up here about seasonal labor. So let me take a picture of this here and let you see it. They're called seasonal labor, but let me tell you. 1939 harvesters. I came out here, was chopping onions, and got my shears, and you'd grab a handful of lettuce and then your onions, and you would cut it and fill up these little wooden crates, and then you'd set them on the ground, or at a certain time, you pick them all up, if I remember right, and take them up to the wagon to get loaded. And I'm gonna tell you, I thought I was working fast. And I look up, and it was like 50 Usain Bolts that started a few minutes after me had already lapped me a gazillion times, because all I saw were buttholes and elbows gone. I don't know how they did it. You know, they would come back and show me a faster way to do it, but I'm gonna tell you what, hard-working people. But yeah, so that's just one of the first places I started working. And so yeah, I haven't seen the movie. It's been out for quite a while. It's called McFarland USA. Just look at it, just watch it. It's about the migrant workers, California, or ones that settled there, hardworking, and these kids that are like I think they still are like some of the best cross-country runners in the USA. They were basically crapped on, laughed at, but they ran to school. They would catch a ride to work, and they would work for their family in the mornings until school time, and then would run to school with their backpacks on to try to learn to get a better life, and then run back to the fields at night. And Kevin Costner was Coach White. It's based on a true story, and he taught these kids have pride. And first year they had a cross-country team. It was like they got their stuff from Kmart, ugly. He was using an egg timer for a stopwatch for his guys, and I'm not gonna ruin the ending if you haven't seen it, but if you haven't watched it, you should. So right now I'm 10.8 miles into it. It's about 1 o'clock. I stopped and visited, like I said, with a friend of the family long ago and ate, and it's been about, I stopped a total time about an hour and a half. Saw a huge snapping turtle, but it was too far up to run up and get a picture of it, but we keep on trucking. I was trucking along doing 12.2 miles, and we have a tornado warning in effect until about an hour and a half from now. So I'm at my little old hometown I grew up in. Yes, it's a one-lane traffic town. I don't remember seeing this much traffic in my life coming down Main Street. Must have been because of that big truck. But this little building over here, right over there, used to be a beauty salon, and I lost a bet, and the lady gave me a perm long ago. And then the pharmacy is still there, and then the diner's still over there, and then Family Chiropractic over there used to be a laundromat, and this is our township hall right here. Not much to it, just a typical Americana hometown. It's but it's home, and it always will be. So I'm just waiting out the tornado to get through here. So anyway, what I understand, there were 11 soldiers from this town that went to the Civil War, and of those 11, all were killed on the same day in the Battle of Shiloh, in virtually the same spot called the Hornet's Nest, which is right near the Bloody Pond. For those of you that don't really know anything about the Bloody Pond and the Battle of Shiloh, the Bloody Pond was about 30 yards wide, well, I should say about 30 yards in diameter and about 2 foot deep, something like that. Wasn't much of a pond. And near the battle called the Hornet's Nest, where the bullets flew so heavily they sounded like hornets going by the soldiers, the north and the south, it was so hot that they decided that no matter what, their last drink was going to be from this bloody pond. And it was so red from the blood of the horses, where the soldiers just rode their horses into it and they died, that they said it took, from what I remember going there, 5 winters before the actual red color left the sand at the bottom of the pond. But that's something for all the fact checkers to look at. But anyway, those individuals right there from this town all died pretty much in the same spot from what I understand. Well, so you can see me back there. The sky is a little bit lighter. Up here it's a little bit darker. And actually had to stay in my hometown about an hour and a half. Had tornado warning sirens going off. Yeah, just that was freaking romantic as hell. But so I hunkered down underneath a pavilion, an open-sided pavilion, but the rain was coming in from the side. It was just heavy, and I kept hearing somebody say, "Hey, hey." And her name was Sandy, a seamstress in town. And she and her husband have a business by the hardware store. And so were telling me after I got my rain gear on, told me to come stand underneath their awning, which I did. And for the duration of the thunderstorm, I had my poncho and my wet weather pants on, and they did not fail me. They never will fail you. U.S. Army is the most well-equipped military in the world, bar none. And anyway, I'm going to try to get to a town called Gregory. I think it's about 9 miles. And right now I'm sitting at 14.5 miles for today. So I don't know how far it was or where I was at when I left. But anyway, so I'm going to find me a little stealth spot around there and camp. Either see one before I get to Gregory, because I'm going to get me some donuts and stuff for in the morning. And I got plenty of food in my pack from what I bought. Not even interested in knowing what it weighs, but I know it weighs more than when I first started. I know for a fact. And then set my tent up, so I'll be scoping along the way for a hide spot. And then it's not supposed to get dark until 2020 tonight, so that's 8:20 for civilians. And then I'll set it up and should get a good night's sleep. So I'm not worried about the rain or anything. And it's not supposed to rain. But hope you enjoy following along. And yeah, it's seen several more snakes, but they were going across the road up ahead of me. Couldn't actually get close enough, but I think they were all blue races. Anyway, more to follow. I do not know what those are, but those are pretty cool. It's almost like they closed down when the rain came up and drenched them. I don't know, pretty cool, I thought. The trail gives you a bench, you sit on it. Wet or not, you park your little happy ass down. I believe those are daffodils. I'm pretty sure. I'm sure one of you smart people will let me know. I think this is great. This is a different county. And I don't know if it's so that they know who takes care of it, but now I'm at mile marker 1. So, whatever township this is, Unadilla or whatever, don't know. Thank you very much for helping me keep track. For the day, I'm sitting at 16.2 miles right now. Well, I've made it to the town of Gregory, Michigan. Police station over there. Anyway, this is my supper. I stopped at the little Mug and Bops, and look at that, sun's coming out finally. After it, thunderstorm, tornado warnings, watches. torrential downpour, but I survived. Anyway, I was going to heat up my red beans and rice, but I'll just eat that cold. It doesn't matter. Had a good day, 18.6 miles. I probably would have been over 20 had it not been for the hour and a half that I stopped because of the tornado issue. I mean, it was raining hard. I did stop, visited some, paid some respects at the cemetery to some people that were buried down there besides my parents, and stopped and saw a good friend of the family from long ago, Buddy, whose picture was there. Tomorrow my goal will be to go to Whitmore Lake and then come back to Hill, Michigan, which I think everybody will like that. That's always a fun place to enjoy and show the sights and stuff around there. And then I'm actually sitting at a park that used to be part of this elementary when it was an elementary across the street. And the city took it over and now it's the police station. So I stopped to do the right thing and see if maybe the police would care if I came to the playground. Actually, here's the playground I'm at right here. But over there, there's the field from hell. So sunset is 20 hours. And with the cloud cover, by 2100 it should be nice and dark, and I'll go over there behind that big tree. Now I'll move away from the big tree because they got some widowmaker limbs on there. I'll go over there and then I'll set my stuff out in the middle of the field, and I'm sure I'll get up early in the morning, and don't think it'll be an issue. It's not too many people will see me doing it, but if they do, I'll just pack up and move. But anyway, it's been a good journey. Like I said, 18.6 miles, and just kind of nice to get back here and walk around. So you guys have a great night. This was day one, and day two will bring a closure to my return trip here. And have a good night. Thanks for watching.